Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. LeBron James and wife admit they miss the city of Miami. In an Instagram live chat, former Miami Heat player LeBron James and wife Savannah hint they miss the city of Miami. Many would say LeBron James had his best years with the Miami Heat. While James left on good terms in 2014, he and his wife Savannah may have hinted they still have a soft spot for Miami. In an Instagram live chat, James responded to a question about if he misses South Florida. Here's the exchange: LeBron, do I miss Miami? Savannah, yes. LeBron, do you mean the city or the team? What do you mean? Savannah, I miss the city. LeBron, my wife misses the city. Of course, James will always be linked to the Heat. He played in Miami from 2010 to 14, winning 2 championships in 4 straight appearances in the NBA Finals. James also won 2 regular season MVPs and named Finals MVP in each of the championship seasons. He left in the summer of 2014 so he could return to the Cleveland Cavaliers. There has always remained speculation about James possibly returning to the Heat because of his unhappiness with the Los Angeles Lakers. James led the Lakers to a title against the Heat in 2020 but has yet to match that success. Last year, the Lakers were eliminated by the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals. The Nuggets then defeated the Heat in the NBA Finals. Is Pat Riley hatching up a plan that ends with LeBron James returning to Miami? According to Shams Charania of The Athletic, the Miami Heat are actively scouting Bronny James and could use a 2024 draft pick on him. During his appearance on The Pat McAfee Show, Charania revealed the various teams that are currently scouting the USC freshman. Lakers have scouted him, Miami, Toronto, plenty of teams have gone out and scouted Bronny James, Charania said. The question is, will he declare for the draft or return to college? While the Heat own their first-round pick this year, the Lakers will be surrendering theirs to the Pelicans as part of the Anthony Davis trade. As such, the Lakers will need Bronny to fall to the second round. The Raptors, meanwhile, can emerge as the sleeper, considering they own 2 first-round selections and a second-round pick via the Pistons. The second-round pick is projected to be in the early part of the round due to Detroit's league-worst record this season. It has long been believed that James prefers to finish out his career playing with his son. Earlier this month, NBA insider Mark Stein reported that James may be willing to take a pay cut just to share the court with Bronny, and therefore forego his $51 million player option with the Lakers. James himself revealed last year that one of his final few goals in the NBA was to play with Bronny. "I need to be on the floor with my boy, I got to be on the floor with Bronny," James told ESPN. At this point, it's too early to speculate if Bronny will be one and done in college or return to USC for another season. Many believe Bronny may return for a sophomore year after missing the early part of his freshman season due to a cardiac arrest. James has until June 29 to decide on his player option with the Lakers. The 2024 NBA Draft will be held on June 26 to 27. That ought to be an interesting week leading into July's free agency period. Miami Heat's Tyler Herro questionable tonight versus New Orleans Pelicans. Miami Heat guard Tyler Herro is dealing with a foot injury. Miami Heat guard Tyler Herro is listed as questionable for tonight's game against the New Orleans Pelicans. He is dealing with a foot injury. Here's the game preview. Game time, 8 p.m. ET where, Smoothie King Center, New Orleans. Betting line, Heat +3. The Heat and Pelicans meet for the first of 2 matchups this regular season. Last season, Miami swept the series 2-0 and has swept the last 3 straight season series. Miami has also currently won a franchise record 6 consecutive games against New Orleans. The Heat are 25-20 all-time versus New Orleans during the regular season, including 17-6 in home games and 8-14 in road games. Heat coach Erik Spoelstra on Nikola Jovic's big game against the Milwaukee Bucks. Nico was very good tonight. Obviously the points, that'll make everybody notice, but he generates more inertia for our team in transition, for sure. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that. The Miami Heat are eager to return to action after entering the All-Star break on a run of 6 wins in 8 games. Miami will restart with a road game against the surging New Orleans Pelicans on Friday night. Jimmy Butler, Miami's leading scorer, will be back following a 3-game absence prompted by a death in his family. Point guard DeLon Wright will make his Heat debut after signing last weekend, days after he reached a contract buyout agreement with the Washington Wizards. Butler averaged 23.2 points and shot 56.3% from the field in his last 5 games, before being sidelined. He was in a great groove before leaving, coach Erik Spoelstra said. He'll be fine. And we need him doing what he does best. Wright's arrival coincides with the absence of guard Terry Rozier, who will miss his 3rd straight game because of a sprained right knee. Rozier traveled with the team and Spoelstra said he could return during the trip. Wright said it was a no-brainer to sign with the Heat even though other teams showed interest. This was probably the best opportunity for me to play and help a team reach the finals, he said. If I want to transition in the middle of a season, Miami was probably the best place to do that. Spoelstra said signing Wright also was an easy decision for Miami. He has a skill set that fits us, the coach said. To get someone who has played, is in shape and you can add to your rotation at this time of year without having to make a trade is a big add-on. New Orleans picked up in its first game after the break where it left off, routing the visiting Houston Rockets 127-105 on Thursday for its 4th consecutive victory and 8th in 9 games. The Pelicans didn't need second leading scorer Brandon Ingram, who sat out the game with a non-COVID illness. C.J. McCollum scored 28 points, Zion Williamson had 27 points and 9 assists, Jonas Valanciunas had 20 points and 14 rebounds and 3 others scored in double figures. New Orleans continued a recent trend of having Williamson initiate the offense, with the expectation that opponents will have to at least double-team him, creating opportunities for his teammates. This is what happens when you put the ball in his hands, especially early, Coach Willie Green said. He's finding teammates, and he has moments where he sees something and he likes it and will continue to attack it. When he's playing like this, he's tough to stop. McCollum took advantage of the focus on stopping Williamson, hitting 11 of 22 shots from the floor. New Orleans improved to 18-1 this season in games when McCollum scored 20 or more points. McCollum came out and emphasized the importance of attacking the first game of the back-to-back, said Pelicans guard Herbert Jones, who had 17 points and a career-high 7 steals in addition to 5 rebounds and 4 assists. I think he did a great job setting the tone for the rest of the team to follow. Shannon Sharpe rips Bucks star Giannis Antetokounmpo for recent comments. Shannon Sharpe takes issue with Giannis Antetokounmpo's comments. Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks are reeling a bit as they return from the NBA All-Star festivities, which took place this past weekend in Indianapolis. The Bucks lost 2 straight games leading into the break, first in a blowout loss to the Miami Heat and then on the road against the heavily undermanned Memphis Grizzlies, and although Antetokounmpo continues to play well, Milwaukee hasn't been able to figure things out under new head coach Doc Rivers. Recently, Antetokounmpo raised eyebrows when he said he doesn't watch a lot of basketball or study film for his opponents, per Sports on Max on X, the social media platform formerly referred to as Twitter. Now, sports media personality Shannon Sharpe is addressing his issue with those comments. It doesn't help Giannis Antetokounmpo's case when he says, "Oh, I don't know, I don't need to watch no film with a basketball play." That might explain why you have 4 coaches in a year, said Sharp when discussing who the next face of the NBA is, per the Nightcap Show, via Clutch Points on X. Indeed, openly admitting to not studying for opponents isn't exactly a great look for any NBA player, let alone someone who is widely viewed as a top 3 player on planet Earth. Bucks fans will likely wonder if that lack of professionalism played a role in Milwaukee's shocking defeat against the Miami Heat in last year's NBA playoffs, a scenario that looks like a distinct possibility to happen once again in a couple of months. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation about Giannis Antetokounmpo? Leave your opinion in the comments.